Yo, what's up? It's your boy Walter Emmanuel Jones, also known as Zach, the original Black Ranger. Hey! Yo, check it out. Just gotta give a shout out to my boy. You know what time it is? It's time for the fan club. Let's go! Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the fan club. It's your boy Dan Brosnan in the building. Last night was so magical. Myself and the homies of Legacy of Nerd and Countdown City Geeks got to sit down with Karen Ashley, and I had an absolute ball. I felt like a little kid again. I could barely talk. I was having so much fun. It was a great time. And in this video, we are going to give you some of the highlights of the interview. I do need to shout out Countdown City Geeks and Legacy of Nerd for letting the fan club be a part of this. I had a ball. Let's check out this video.
I want to highlight our guest of the hour, Aisha Campbell herself, Karen Ashley.
Hey!
Thank you
How
so
are
much
you
for
guys?
being here.
Of course. Thank you.
Oh my God, the chat's already bumping. Excited that you're here. I saw someone. Can Karen just be a regular from the show now on?
Hey.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yes.
What was your reaction to finally seeing it air and seeing that the buildup was just amazing? Like, it was one of the most viewed trailers of all time for, I guess they called it episodic show. What did you think about that?
You know what? I knew it would make your Power Ranger hearts explode. I think at that point I had seen it. Like, we had seen it but we couldn't talk about it. I knew it was very sentimental. It was like the love letter to Trini that she'd been needing to have. You know, Twee Trang, we lost her, early 2000s, and they should have done an episode. They should have done an episode then, you know. Yeah. But you know what? A beautiful way to celebrate 30 years. And unfortunately, we lost Jason unexpectedly. We didn't know at that time. I don't think we knew then. Yeah. And so we knew that it was, there was going to be, I don't know. It was just, it ended up being this emotional thing, even for us. Like, we didn't know about the ending. We knew that there was going to be a memorial or something at the end, that Jason was going to get, you know, some sort of moment. So we didn't know until we saw it, and then it was us, the whole cast. We were in a theater at Netflix, and it was just us and some producers, and we were all like, oh my God, you know. So it was very, very, you know, touching and very I don't know. It's just sentimental, you know. It's such a beautiful episode, you know. Yeah. I the only thing I wanted was me and Johnny wanted more screen time. We wanted to be a part of the battle. We were in New Zealand. We were like, put me in, coach. Put me in. I'm here. You know. But we knew what it was about. We knew it was you know, an episode for the OGs, and we knew that it was a love letter to her. And I told you guys when I was on the show last, I fought because I was like, I was in her costume. I should be a part of this love letter. I want to be a part of this bad. So I was happy to be there. And I thought it turned out beautifully.
I mean, seeing it now, like, you know, everything that's come to fruition about it is just, it's incredible how people were so quickly like, I missed Power Rangers. And, you know, fans like me and Dan and Retro, you know, we've been around for it for 30 years, honestly. Like, you know, we've been around it, but it was good to see, me and Dan talked about this specifically, but it was good to see so many fans come back and relive their love for it. And not only that, but find out like it's still on, and, you know, there's still, and there's still little ones that enjoy Power Rangers and stuff like that. So I know I've got a lot of comments and messages like, you know, my kids are watching it and they love it. And it was such a cool moment. And I know for you, you know, I know I'm already getting a lot of like people, like when we talk about what could future things about, it's always SPA. What is SPA doing? Like, real quick, we got Thomas Franco in the chat. He says, Karen, how was like coming back to Once and Always? And she says Hyperforce, or he says
yes. Oh yeah, I did Hyperforce quite a few years ago. No, it was beautiful. Like I said, we actually got to all go to New Zealand, and I mean, we literally were like, okay, guys, we're on set together. This is cool. Like we actually had a moment where we stopped and smelled the roses, and we had so much fun. And we just, we really have always wanted to work together, and it was just a great moment for that to happen. And like I said, it was just nothing but love. Like we literally came in town and we shot our different pieces, and we did a lot of promo stuff for them, and they had a wrap dinner. Like we all went to dinner after we were done, like the day before we were flying out. And it was beautiful to just be together on set. It was beautiful to have Charlie there with us and just meet her. She's just this amazingly talented actress, martial artist. I mean, you guys saw her. She's like lethal. And she's like a singer, and her and her family are just beautiful people. So I always love it when we get new Rangers. And so for me, I just was like, this is great. We went to Hobbiton, me and Kat and Johnny.
I was wondering.
Yeah, we totally went to Hobbiton one day. And I mean, it was just a really cool couple weeks that we were all in New Zealand. So it was awesome.
I have one question before we hand the next question off to Dan, but I heard they filmed this like in 12 days or something like that.
No, it was actually like a month. Like it was
a month.
It took them, I think, the longest people were there were like 4 weeks, but and Johnny and I were there for like 2 weeks, so it was just it took time. They took their time with it, and they spent more money on this movie, this special, than they even spend on a whole series for a season. So we knew that they felt like this is special. We got to do it. It's 30 years. I mean, obviously, they had asked I think every Mighty Morphin Ranger had been asked, and the people who wanted to be a part of it were there. And it was just a really great experience. Like they restored my love. Like the last time I was on the show, it was not good. I obviously left the show, but the crew that's there in New Zealand now, the Hasbro crew, they're amazing. And, the cool part was though that the Dino Fury cast they were arriving when we were finishing, so we actually snuck away another night and all went bowling, and so they were on set getting fittings while we were filming, and they were like, oh my god, like they didn't know we were there. And so when we were like texting them, they had no clue. They were like, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, we can't say, but we're here. And they're like, oh my god. So they obviously figured out we were shooting something. But yeah, it was very, very cool.
That's awesome. Dan?
So I just got a follow up to that. So are you telling me that Hasbro is finally treating the actors well? Are we finally actually showing love to the legends that kind of paved the way for the next Rangers? Is that what's going down?
They actually showed us love. I mean, they were good to us, on every level. It was done perfectly, and they were wonderful, and like I said, it was a really great experience. And I mean, honestly, the Netflix, I don't think they thought that it would be as popular as it was, but when we hit number 3 in the whole world, they were like, we were getting emails from all of them, and they were like, oh my gosh, congratulations guys. And even when we had like a meet and greet right before the actual day that it came out, and I think it was on a Monday, and we all went to the Grove here in Los Angeles, and that's kind of like where they do live events, and you've seen celebrities there. And I mean, there was a line wrapped around the Grove, and they were like, we scheduled this for an hour, can you stay longer? We were
that's
like,
awesome.
We kept telling them, we're like, you guys don't understand the Power Ranger fandom.
Did y'all shut down LA again?
We didn't quite shut it down, but it was close. We were there for 6 hours as opposed to 1 hour. So,
that's awesome.
So it was just great. And I think Netflix has finally realized that Mighty Morphin is very popular. You guys, if it's done nothing, I think they've realized that you guys would like maybe not a new season of, new cast, new members or new characters, maybe a season of us. Like we've been telling them this for years. We were like, we would love a season, or even if you brought back people from other seasons that you love, they could. I try to pitch the SPA thing. I was like, look, think Guardians of the Galaxy meets Power Rangers. That's SPA, and they were like, interesting. I go, who do I need to talk to?
That's amazing. So
we have to riot. I literally was like, think about it. You could pick one or two people from each popular season, and we could have the Space Patrol Alpha, this, and then it leads into SPD. Like we make it happen.
Yes.
And so me and Johnny were pitching the hell out of that. I don't know if they listened.
I don't know. I feel like someone's listening for sure.
Please listen.
Yeah, so technically with the new comic that is doing so well with Boom.
Oh, amazing.
And the story arc that it's going to where it's going, there's so much they can do, especially with you guys, like, of course, mentioning, of course, spoilers if anybody hasn't watched it yet. Catherine and Jason, or Tommy had a kid.
Yeah.
So they
were talking about him the whole episode.
Yeah, so you guys could all have kids and they could all be passing on the legacy. You know what I mean? That could all be a story right there in itself. But
yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously Trini has a daughter, Jason and Kat have a son. Like, this is like, they've got everything they need. And they could introduce new characters as well. I would love it. I would love if there was a season where you have the OGs and then you introduce a new cast and we kind of do the season together and we're mentors or we're part of the team, because I mean usually they go through things and they would need we would kind of be the Zordons of the group. I don't know. We would be like, we've been there, done that. It's been 30 years. Let me give you some advice. I don't know. I think it could work. I mean, there's so, like you said, the Boom series just open the door to there's no rules to this. You can bring all of them together in the most creative ways, and I think also what once and always opened the door too is that it was an edgier subject matter. Like, it was edgier, and it was number 3 in the world, so it's like our fans want an edgier show. So and they said it when we were filming. They go, we're testing the waters with this show because it's an edgier version of Power Rangers. And so I think they realized it works. So I don't know what the future holds, but hey, we haven't heard anything official. Like, all they've said was they did not anticipate it being this popular. And they also said, none of the shows have been this popular. So I know we've got their attention. So what I suggest to the fans, if you guys need to be on everything and you need to be specific with what you see and what you want, because I think now's the time that they'd actually listen to you guys and take it serious. I mean, you guys showed up for this thing. So, I told them, I said, we gotta pound it over their head. But no, we haven't heard anything official. Okay. We just know that they're very happy and they were so surprised as to how big this was, And I don't think they thought it would fail, but
like, why, we're not surprised. Like, we know,
right? We've been saying, I've been saying for at least 20 years, like, if you ever got the band back together, it's gonna explode. And I think they liked, you guys liked that other people were leading the charge. I thought it was great to see, Walter and David stepping up. I mean, it was like, oh my God, it was such a cool thing to see.
With all of the success that Once and Always is getting, let's just say they call you and say, hey, we got a green light for a part 2. We talked about all of the possibilities, but what would you want to see done for your character?
I think they planted the seed. Like, I mean, I really want to see what SPA is about. The minute we read the script, we were like, are we SPD? And it didn't have any description. And they were like, well, no, you can't be SPD because of the timeline. And then the next thing you know, it was SPA. And we were like, oh, we were excited about that. But I would love to see, multiple teams saving the world. I don't know why that couldn't happen. Like, it's almost like a, what is it, a Marvel multiverse waiting to happen, where you have the team in Angel Grove, you got SPA in space. There's a lot of things that could happen. And like Retro Ray said, the comic book has proved that kind of thing is successful. It can all happen at the same time and fans would eat it up.
This is just me going back to the whole thing. There could be a multiverse. Yes. They could bring the whole thing together in so many ways. Like I said, me being the geek on the comic book side, I mean, reading the comics, when I'm reading them, I'm seeing you guys in those characters,
Mhm.
and everything that's going on is so, the multiverse. Because I mean, DC's doing it, Marvel's doing it. Why can't the
Yeah.
Power Rangers?
And it all can touch, it all can come together at some point.
Exactly.
I completely agree. I mean, obviously, all these other teams, like it hinted to that. You saw when Rita was capturing all these people were Rangers. Like these were Rangers who were still actively Rangers. So something has been happening. Like we were all at home doing our thing, but people were also, they could be summoned at any moment. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think sky's the limit, and I think I think they know that now. So I don't know that they thought a 30-year-old cast could come back and get such high ratings, but we were like, watch us, watch what we're about to do.
I mean, why wouldn't they? Look at Cobra Kai, look
Yep.
at He-Man, just came back recently. It's a cartoon. I mean, they've proven over and over that if you do it right, you bring something back, it will bring back the same audience and then more will get introduced. Like, how many kids love Cobra Kai now that never watched The Karate Kid before, 2017? So that's just, I mean, it's just crazy how they don't think
all of
that
those kids have kids. And so now, like, I can't tell you how many people, I've been to like 10 cons since it came out. And so everyone is saying, me and my kids sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
Me and my kids, we watched it. And so it's like the original fan and the new fan. And I mean, everyone's excited. So I mean, it's like, that's the thing. It gave you that everyone felt 5 years old again, but it also, gave you all the things you loved. And it was new enough and edgy enough to where, the new fans could enjoy it.
You're an OG. You've probably seen and met so many other cast members from Power Rangers. If you could be part of a team that's not Mighty Morphin, which one would Aisha be in?
I don't
SPD.
know. Obviously, SPD
Right,
might
yeah,
be
like-
the one, right?
Trying to
Who
connect the
knew?
dots. You were going to say that. That was the first thing I thought of, but
I never thought of SPD until now. Like, that's probably the beautiful part of all of this. I don't know. I just feel so honored to have been a part of the original series that I've never allowed myself to think about anything else. Like, I always feel like, man, I got the golden ticket, and I wasn't just a part of the show. I got to do the movie, and it's just been a blessing on blessing. It's like, I feel like it just never has stopped. But no, I'm considering SPD. I'm really close with the cast of Time Force, but I'm also close with the Beast Morpher guys. Like, I mean, I could be in all these things. I could be like their mom or something.
let's go.
I could be auntie, right? I mean, like,
Yes,
Auntie Karen
yes.
is
You
here.
hear that, Hasbro? You hear that?
We got
They
Uncle
need an
Jack and
auntie,
Auntie
right?
Karen.
They need an
Yeah.
auntie. That was one of the things. Like, I was like, where is Bulk and Skull? Like, they could have been running the juice bar, or like, I was
Right,
like wanting
yes.
all these moments. But I'm so happy with what we got, and I'm so, when I heard Barbara Goodson's voice as Robo Rita, I just like got chills. Like, I was like, oh my God, she's back, So no, I feel like it was perfect. But yeah, I could be auntie on the next season.
Yes.
I love it.
I don't want to be anybody's mom. I just want to be the fun aunt.
I like to come in, have fun, and get to leave.
Yeah. Aisha's not anybody's mama.
If you could be cast in any show or movie, what would you want to be on the most?
Oh man, that changes for me all the time, because like it's literally like what I'm
What's hot,
watching.
sort of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, like I would, like when Scandal was on, I was like, please God, please put Shonda Rhimes's, like, make her think of me. Like, I don't know, make her kids like Power Rangers, and then she goes, where is that girl? I don't know. I would say Bridgerton.
Ooh.
Oh my
Oh,
God. I knew
nice.
you were gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask that too.
Yeah, I would
You with
say,
Bridgerton
yeah.
as
Yeah,
a queen.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I would want to be on that, or I'd want to be like on Wednesday. Like one of those two. I think I'd be great.
What was your biggest challenge or obstacle you kind of had to overcome in your career, and how did you overcome that?
It's just a matter of, and all actors go through it at some point. You work for a company and you realize you're just, we were just an action figure. Like, we were just a 30-minute commercial to sell more toys. And, but what I learned is you have to stand up for yourself, and you've got to stand up for what you believe. And I always did, and I've always held my head up high, and I feel like that is kind of what propelled me into this business. And I've been able to be in this business for 30 years, and I've been able to build a Comic-Con business and be able to, because not everybody gets to go and do the shows, and I know there's 100 of us, so it's not like the cons can invite everybody, but we've worked really hard as a cast to like really lay the foundation and really go to shows. And I was like, we were laughing about it. We used to go to shows and we were happy if, if 20 people came and talked to us. And now we go to shows and, there's a line, or there's like, we're there all weekend. We can be busy 4 days and nonstop busy. And so that wasn't always the case. So we worked really hard to get to that point. But no, I feel like, I learned that you got to know your worth, and I think I talked about that even when I was on the show last time. I was like, you got to ask for what you want, because you might just get it. They might just say yes, and but you got to be okay with if they say, okay, well, sorry, you got to be okay with that. And you got to just, I was very prepared to not be a part of it, but I fought for it. And I said, look, I don't understand how I don't understand how I wouldn't be there. I just don't understand this. Like, how is, the Yellow Ranger not gonna, the person that took her place not gonna celebrate her? I just want to celebrate her. And luckily a female producer was like, I get that. And she was like, I'm so proud of you for saying that. I don't know anybody else who would have said it. So,
are you talking about the handoff moment? The handoff moment?
Yeah. Well, just it just that, and just even be on the show. Like, I don't think they really had originally were going to even have that moment on the show. It was just me and Johnny came in for 2 seconds, and that would be that. Yeah. And I kind of fought for it, and we kind of said, look, we would rather be a part of it a little bit more. And so we were able to get a little bit more. We wanted even more, but I think what it was perfect for what this show was. And so, but yeah, I always encourage people, you got to ask for what you want. That's the only way, like, you only live once. You got to do it. Just ask for it. And a lot of times you'll get a lot of no's, but when you get that yes, it feels so good.
So true. So
good.
I just need to make a comment. Dan, you had nothing ready, and that's what you came up with? Like, off
the top of my head? Was that bad? Was it good?
He's a genius.
I was just so into like the last question sometimes, and like she was talking about, like, I feel like I'm 5 again. I'm like zoning out. Like someone pitched me and they're like, yo, do you got a question? Like, I can come up with a question. Wait 2 seconds, okay?
Right.
I've always been really confused on the timeline of, you got hired to do Power Rangers, and then I always hear you got whisked away immediately to do the movie. Did you guys like sign and literally go to do the movie, or did you do a couple episodes first and then go do the movie?
We had 1 month, and it was like 6 weeks, but we had a month to shoot 20 episodes. And so we literally, it was like 6 days a week. You can't go home. Like, my sister got married. I couldn't even go to her wedding in Vegas. Like, it was just, we had 1 month to shoot 20 episodes, and we were whisked off to do the movie. And the movie was supposed to take 3 months and ended up taking 6 months. So then we started shooting some episodes while we were there. So it was just crazy. Like, I always say, Power Rangers was probably like the craziest, it was like a year and a half of my life, and it was just nonstop. Insane. Like, I might have had a month off collectively that whole year and a half.
So they were saying, because we talked to Rob, the guy who created the suits for the movie, and he was saying basically you were going from set from filming the show, going straight at night to try the suits on, and then go back the next day to film again.
Yeah, and we would, like, I think it would be like a couple of times we had to stand there for like 6 hours, and they literally had to cut the suit, place the muscles. They were like creating these muscles to fit exactly on your arms, and we had to, like, but we would be working, like, we were working trying to get these 20 episodes shot. And if you got off like at 3:00, they were like, go. And I think it was like a 30-minute drive, but we would go and we'd have to get the fittings. We'd have to get the fittings done because we were prepping for the movie.
He said he was really frustrated because he tries to make his suits as comfortable as he can. He said, like, the fabric that they gave him to use was crap, and
Yeah.
he said he would have never used that. He felt bad for
Never.
you guys. But what he was most upset about, what they didn't give him time or preparation for, was that you had all the dreads.
Yeah, they did.
He
Yeah,
said-
because they hadn't figured out my hair, and I had asked them, "Can I get braids?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." But nobody told
braids, I'm
them.
sorry.
So I literally got a face like they molded my head for the helmet, and then I show up with all this hair,
Right.
and they were like, "Wait!" And so literally, my helmet was always this wide, like it could not shut. It was.
And he
just
said
not
he
even
could have
possible.
designed it better for you, so
Yeah,
you could have.
yeah.
And he was just like, he was upset. He was saying that he wanted to go to Australia so
Mhm.
he could modify things if he needed to.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't pay for the
They
tickets for
wouldn't.
him
Yeah,
to go.
it was crazy. Yeah, no, they literally. It was so fast, and you're right. Like that material was like a vinyl. Like
Yeah.
no one should be in vinyl, and it was crazy because Peta Marie, who played Alpha 5 in the movie, the first day on set, she was wearing her suit, and her body couldn't breathe properly. And by the end of the day, she was in the hospital for like 3 days because
Oh,
her
man.
body went into shock because
Oh
it
my
couldn't
God.
sweat properly. And so at that point, they were like, "Oh my God." So then none of us could wear the suits longer than 15-20 minutes, and they had all these fans, and they literally hired people, and we would be in the suit, and then we'd go and take the top part off, and then we were stand in front of the fan, but someone stood there and held the suit until they got ready for the next shot. But it was like it was a lesson learned, but it was it was the death trap. They looked amazing, right?
Yeah,
but
they look cool
it
though.
was not practical. Like I think they were supposed to come from the movie. Those suits were supposed to go to season 3, and they realized those suits couldn't go to season 3. It wasn't practical.
Oh man. Well, I mean, now they get the technology they can use with Under Armour material. They can recreate
Yeah.
it maybe better, and
Yeah.
maybe bring them back. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you see like on those Marvel movie how they just like they do all the green screen and stuff, and yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think I still think our movie suits were the coolest.
They're the best.
They're
of
like-
all.
really cool.
I felt like Batman. Like I was like, "Oh my God." Like we really felt like we'd arrived at that moment, but
He
it
was
was
saying,
not
like,
practical.
Amy Jo Johnson walked in, she couldn't move, and she was like, I
Yeah.
hate this. But Steve walked in, and he's like, I'm a superhero. And he started like flexing, and Amy got all mad and like walked off.
Right. It was but you know what was sad in Amy's defense, when they saw us in the suits, they were like, "Oh gosh, they look like football players. Like we looked really bulky." So
Okay.
someone was like, "Let's put a corset on the back of this." So not only was it like 25 to 30 pounds, there was a corset on the back of mine and Amy's.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah,
man.
Steve could move around, but we were like our backs were breaking.
Oh my gosh, man.
And it was a
Yeah.
third of our weight. Like we both were like about 105 pounds, and the suit
Yeah.
weighed 30 pounds. So
Oh man.
we were like, "Guys, what is this?"
I would love to hear your pitch for SPA.
SPA. Well, like I said, it is, it's kind of a twist. Like I feel like it's Guardians of the Galaxy meets Power Rangers with a little touch of Star Trek. Like I think if we could, Johnny and I would be the leaders, and we would be teaching the Space Patrol Alpha crew. So this would give us an opportunity to have a lot of ex-Power Rangers who are now in the Space Patrol. And I think episode 1, something happens and we got to save the planet. We got to save the Earth, So it's just going to happen.
That's awesome. And then
But I can see Aaron Cahill there. I could see, somebody potentially from SPD that would later take over. Well, I guess it couldn't be SPD because that's in the future, right? So I could see some of the old cast members from Time Force, from Dino Fury, from Beast Morphers. We could have some more OGs from Turbo, or I think if you mixed it up and there was a kind of a space academy, and that's how the Space Patrol starts.
all right,
And I
Dan,
think in SPA, Bulk and Skull would finally find out about the Power Rangers and become part of the team.
did you read David Yost's script or so far?
I haven't, no,
you
but I've
haven't?
heard
Okay.
about it. I've heard about it. Has he
Okay.
he's released some of it, right? So you
He's
guys
released-
can see it.
I think
Okay.
1 and 2, Dan. I don't know if I don't think he's done 3 yet. I don't
Okay.
Yeah, I
remember.
think he's just done like the first parts. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
he has
love
Bulk and
it.
Skull being like Bulk is mayor now, and
Oh,
Nice.
no, Skull is mayor. Skull is mayor, and Bulk
Yep.
is chief of police or
I
the
love
captain.
it. I love it. And I think that would be like a great, like they should, I want
Evolve,
them to
yeah.
save the world at some point.
That'd be awesome. Dan, any last thoughts for tonight?
No, I just want to thank you for your time. This has been magical. I know I've stumbled on my words a couple times just because I'm just so happy to be here. But thank you for popping in.
Oh, I love it. I love it. No, you guys are awesome. I when Ray said, "Can you come back?" I was like, "Absolutely." I know last time I wasn't able to stay as long because I had another thing. So I wanted to make sure I was home. I wasn't in my car, and we could have a proper interview this time.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Go to the website, rangerstopatlanta.com. Check out the guests. Check out the exclusives if you want to order something if you can't make it. We even have autographs you can buy on there from the guests that if you can't make it. Or just buy your tickets and come and hang with us.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys tonight, and you guys know what time it is.
It's morphin'
Morphin'
time.
time.
Yes.
I want to give a very special shout out to the Gold Ranger members: Anime King Nick, Chaos Draco, The Arctic Operator, Thomas Franco, Tim Rage, Dig Wyron, Roderick Hare, Miguel Ortiz, The Voiceless One, Let's Talk Sports, Dead Echo X-Ray, Papillon Oger, Roderick Ham, Jason Morazes, Austin White, Willie Maloney, Lewis Cairns, and Bruce Walters. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you guys want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You could also become a member. Please join the fan club support team right now. We have a Blue Ranger power up and a Gold Ranger power up. This is an awesome way to talk with the fans. Join a fan club official chat group. You can also be featured in our videos. At the end of the videos, I will shout you out. That's if you get the Gold Ranger power up membership. Go check it out. Go support the fan club. We love you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.